Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oceanic Battlerite 2v2 tournament. My name is TJ, joined by Shadow Fury, with, of course, Drop Power on production. I really choked the word Oceanic there. That was kind of rough.
That's fine. We should be... I imagine they're not going to go too hard on us for that one. Actually, I didn't even notice if it weren't for the fact that you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, it's rough, you know. Well, we should be ready to go in a moment. All the players are ready. The two teams, of course, in this first map of the day will be our very own Steve plus 2 versus Mo Bloke. Steve plus 2, presumably, is the team with both Steve and 2 on it.
That would make the most sense. They are going to be going for what's a relatively interesting and slightly unconventional combination as far as I've seen.
I hope they stick with this. Because this is kind of interesting. This is an interesting period, not only because we're watching the Oceanic meta, but because over the upcoming week, I think we'll see the team start to settle into the post-patch meta. We had a big patch, lots of characters were changed, and now teams have really had enough time to kind of evaluate it and decide what they're sticking with, right?
Neither do I have guns.
Yeah, at this point, we have a Croak and Older against a Croak and Shifu. This isn't the sort of thing we see a lot of.
Yeah, 2's meta, so it's going to be a bit odd, sure. But Older has for a long time been the dominant 2 support just because he's basically not even a support with the amount of damage he does. And then you couple him with a melee. Shifu, obviously, he got buffed, he's coming back into the meta. And Croak, what do you think about that?
In this setup with Croak as the one melee, I think it'll be fine given that Older is going to be able to defend themselves. Because Croak doesn't really peel. Shifu is going to be on... Basically, we're going to see Mobloke as Shifu on Steve the entire time as much as possible, because that's what Shifu does, and then we'll see the directional shields to do his thing. We just see exactly this. The time bender coming out there, that's what I expect to have happen. That's what I expect the dynamic to go. This is actually very textbook.
Mobloke, excellent dodge of the stone glass, and you can just see the HP lead being built out here by Mobloke and his side, and just over time they'll go and build up the advantage. There's the Whirling Blades. Talk about building an advantage. 1 kill guaranteed already. The second one won't be far behind, and this is kind of interesting because you definitely have a lot less denial capabilities on a stealthy champion like Croak, right? He can't take the front line like a Shifu and peel focus.
No, the best they can do really is to threaten the healer so much that Ju has no choice but to get out of the way. Mo has no choice but to chase after the healer. And overall, there's no choice but to essentially disengage from Steve. Otherwise, of course, we'd see Ju die. But at this point, Mobloke is doing just fine, sticking to their opponents. And I don't think they're going to be too worried about this becoming a situation where they have to worry about protecting their healer.
And it's got to be more direct pressure and more aggressive pressure coming out from this Croak, else, well, I don't see how they turn this around, because the Shifu will have the aggression, and he's popping the counter at the right time because of the threat. However, the deep backline push finally comes through, decent damage onto this Older, but no, Ju, I do not agree with this. Do not try and engage this Shifu, because you will lose, and your teammate will over the longer term. You can see the efficacy of that Shifu just in the backlines, tearing apart Steve. Oh my god, Steve, where did your HP go?
Slowly but surely taken out by Spear Slashes, and Mobloke, again, able to tear everything to shreds. Do having their ultimate will be able to pull it off, probably be able to hit both of them, just likely waiting for the escapes coming out there. We're going to see Shifting Sands in the second, most likely. No, they're waiting for the Shifting Sands. It's not happening, and that's going to give you all the time you need to get out there. But what?
He mistimed it. Got a little bit too pleased with himself. He had a time travel he could go ahead and throw out. So his theory was, oh, I'm going to throw out the time travel and I'm going to Shifting Sands, and it's going to look badass. Problem was, he landed the time travel and then this time the Shifting Sands because of how pleased with himself he was. And well, it didn't quite go his way. But
perhaps.
Of course,
I can't fault him, though. He didn't lose anything. Yeah. I mean, that was full HP. He could have just stood there, just tanked the entire thing and not have to worry about it.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Especially with Freya ultimates, where people just stand in it for BM.
Yep. Oh yeah, that happens fairly frequently nowadays. Like, when you get that massive health advantage, it's not something you see a whole lot because of the lack of those characters being played more than anything, though.
Well, I'd love to see Ju go a little bit more aggro, perhaps, onto the backline healer. We've talked about that for round 1. He doesn't seem to really be opting for it. Instead, they're going for focus, and they actually, to their credit, have built up a decent amount of damage onto Mobloke's Shifu, but they don't have enough center control, and the stone glasses are continually landing onto this Croak, and he will finally opt for that pressure, but he doesn't stick the peel. In the meantime, the fleet foot into Whirling Blades will allow significant damage. Finally, the stone glass lands as an interrupt, but I don't know where you go from here.
Well, at this point, we've seen before that it's just been damage, piling onto damage on top of Steve. But I don't see that happening this round. Mo is still able to maintain a strong position, though thankfully they managed to get Dew once again petrified out of this.
Oh my god, the
but I think
damage!
that's enough!
Where'd that come from? Now Mobloke, he's inches away from death as well, and there's a Venom Wind available. If he spends his Fleet Foot, well, that's curtains for him. There's the Fleet Foot spent. There's the Venom Wind, but he misses! Two, what are you doing? And now there's full ultimate available. The counter will be a nice setup, because now both outs have been spotted on Dew. So he's got to be tempted to slice up a little bit of frog meat.
Not going to be enough. As soon as they get anywhere near Steve, we're going to see the stone glass, and then that's going to be it. If they even then, not even needing to do that, just due to the low HP on Mobloke.
It shall happen again. Always happen.
So, hey, Steve and Dew, they're on the board. Well done. Actually, one thing I should point out here, well, I mean, we have a bit more self-sustain from Dew because the Frog Leap is now gaining them HP, and also cooldowns, I guess in both cases cooldowns are being accelerated. Really, the Olders are entirely even. One thing I noticed is that Mobloke did go for the Tendon Swing right and never actually did Tendon Swing.
I mean,
we never once saw a Tendon Swing come out there and get them the extra energy for them.
We saw it in previous rounds, but he didn't have to that round, because up until the burst damage came through onto Dew, they were playing it excellently, and they just had such an advantage that it didn't make sense to really have to in-cap anything. However,
that's fair.
He should be a lot more cautious this round. You can see that new stealth indicator coming through. There's those tendon slashes you were speaking about, and look at the combo damage with the quicksand. Huge damage already onto this Croak. And Timebender to protect against what could be a stun. The Croak's just being entirely nullified. He's having massive chunks of his HP peel off of him in the early phase of this round.
That's actually really amazing. You know how hard it is to make Timebender work at all against Croak? Because Croak can walk through you? Like, the fact that that's even relevant is actually saying something.
Oh, the mid-stealth in-cap. And the quicksand won't confirm the kill, but it's awfully close. And, oh, Dew, he's being chased. Dew will get the kill. And Steve is in similarly low HP straits. Mobloke won't be feeling the wrath of the Time Traveler, however, I don't really know what you can do from this. So, what went wrong, Shadow? Because it looked like they did what we called. It looked like they did what we asked them to do.
Yeah, but they didn't end up actually managing to do it. I mean, Dew just managed to keep the distance, and that's all there really was to it. Mo just didn't get hit. I mean, they used all their abilities effectively to avoid getting hit. Dew just kept the distance with Timebender and otherwise just maintained a damaged lead. But it was enough, though. It got Dew a little bit too scared. It made them not quite as much. Their confidence broke, as far as I could tell. And that was the thing that, well, that ended it, really.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hard to see why, because this is a difficult composition to approach. It's rather difficult, especially for Dew, when they have to be very careful about using the camouflage. They can't easily get in there just because their healer is also taking a lot of damage. Now they can, because of the Petrify. That gives them the opening they need. Petrify into stun is the big thing that's making the damage work for Steve and Dew.
Oh my god, Mo's so sticky,
though.
Mo's so sticky. He will not let go. You cannot peel this man. You cannot interrupt him. Mo is going insane right now, and he should have a spear stab ready to go, or the whirlwind in a few moments. Either way, it could be fatal, and it's looking to be. Steve is running for his life. He's got no HP, but he's got a time bender. His teammate's going to be stone glassed out. He's got literally slivers of HP, but he's somehow managing to stay alive. And the quicksand buys him all the space he needs. His teammate comes through good. And he should also have a time travel in a moment. Mo's doing an excellent job chasing him down, but just the reads are insane, and the counter will be used nicely by Mo to dodge the Venom with damage, which could have led to a fatal death. However, Steve, in the meantime, has just stayed alive. And Shadow, I don't know how he's done it, honestly.
Neither do I, especially with that hitting that counter, because if that counter wasn't hit, that was a massive gamble. It would have been death. It would have been curtains for Mo. So that was a massive risk that did pay off.
And now he's forced out Mo's escape, but it doesn't matter because the whirlwind comes through. Juice should be able to confirm this kill, though. No, he's too far
instead
away.
going for the frog leap to the energy. They would have had frog leap. That was their only way in to get that kill, and they spent it.
He steals the orb. He will be petrified off the back of it, but the Venom Wind lands only onto one, and the damage will be eaten. The frog leap to confirm the kill. And now you're on an older. Escape burned. Do you win this, Shadow?
Well, like I said before, Older only has a directional shield to really stop you, so Croak can just walk through them and then hit them from the other side. It's very difficult to figure out where a Croak is based on the stealth indicator as far as the time bender goes, like which direction to orient yourself.
There's a sexy orb secure there.
No kidding. That's actually been 3 orbs to 1 right now so far, and that's actually been kind of even between these two teams.
Oh, Venom Wind. That should be
there
it.
We go. That's it. That's
oh, no, the
no,
time travel! At the very last
moment!
moment! He gets it instance away from death, and now he's burned both his escapes again, but he's landing the stone glass. Does he turn this around? Shadow, how is he still in this, Jew?
I'm quite as surprised as you are. The stone glass really has been the key thing there. Dew finally getting into the fight to finish it off. But yeah, Jew's stone glasses were basically doing most of the work. I mean, the time bender as well. The time bender actually did seem to scare off Dew from coming in and dealing the damage. That was surprising. I have never seen a Croak get scared away by a time bender like that.
I thought for a moment there, and it was only a brief one, that maybe we would be able to see the turnaround from Jew. It didn't happen, though.
Well, it was close. It was certainly quite the fight. And the thing is that Mo and Jew are in the lead. So Steve and Dew, they still have to fight this back. They're only just barely on the board anyway. At any rate, there is the Petrify. There's the Stone Glass on the counters. Clever play around the counters, make sure they don't hit them, but the directional shield's not doing their job because that's not what they do.
Huge damage comes through, and you're dead. There's nothing you can do. Mo instantly executes everything. You have seen all the escapes over on Mo spent, though, including that counter. Fleetfoot yet again spent, so now the Venom Wind should come through, and that will confirm damage. I'm not sure how much you can play off of that Frog Leap away. Is a viable escape, but Jew has no HP with which to win. Now an almost unwinnable victory.
Well, they baited out a counter at any rate. There's the Fleetfoot. There's not much else left except for the time travel.
No.
But yeah, this is going to be maybe another camouflage into something, maybe. But
nice
then
stun,
again, that's
actually well played.
That's 1v1 afterwards.
Yeah, you don't play this. You do not win this. I don't care how good a Croak you are. You can't win this.
Oh, I'm noticing that folks are starting to go as well. The Fleetfoot got in there right as the Venom one came in. There wasn't any delay for the Venom one to be used. Sorry, for the Fleetfoot to be used so the Venom one could be used effectively. That was what I would have expected. But I'm guessing that Dew was starting to get a little bit panicked, trying to find the one moment, just hoping for the best because their situation was dire. And a lot of it's coming down to Steve de-shielding the Whirlwind. Like, Time Bender does not stop Whirlwind.
And now it's match point for Mobloke and co. They need to quite quickly turn things around, but there's a double Petrify coming through. Mobloke doesn't care. He's going aggro. And it's all on Steve, pulling something majestic out. I do not see how they do this, because you can already see Steve taking huge damage. The Whirlwind comes through. It will be stunned out, but the orb should be secured by Mo. I don't see how you steal it.
No.
Nicely done.
That's it. That's the toxic lunge. That's how you steal it.
A double stone glass comes through, and the stun that could have come out from the time travel doesn't land, so now Dew needs to pull out something incredible of his own right, and Steve's just gone ahead and popped the counter. Venom Wind will land, but I'm just not sure there's enough damage available.
Yeah, the counter hitting is really making it difficult to maintain a strong position for Steve and Dew. Like, they get they get Moblo dead to rights a few times, but then top into counters ends up getting in their way. That's the one counter I'd say, actually, that is justified. Mo got that. It was totally Mo there. But a lot of the rest of it just seems weird that the counter has been popped. Like, I don't expect it to be popped when it is.
Time travel from Mo goes deep into the back line. There's no HP over on Steve. He will be self-healing frantically, but there's not enough healing in the universe to deal with that much damage, and the kill's confirmed. Stone Glass onto his ally. The Whirlwind looks to finish it all off, and there's huge damage indeed going through. The kill and the game are confirmed. Mo and Co will be advancing throughout the bracket. And unfortunately, Steve and Ju are thrown down to the lower half of this double elimination bracket.
Yeah, it's a good thing to point out. This is a double elimination bracket, so it's not entirely out of the question for Steve and Dew to get back in this tournament. They are going to have to fight much harder because double elimination, the way it works, losers brackets are twice as big as winners brackets, but there is still that chance. There is still the opening. They are not completely out of this yet.
Yes. Well, it was a fun first match. We've got a whole bunch more Oceanic Battlerite to come. Definitely fun turnout, actually, for the Oceanic region. So don't go anywhere. During this break, we may be fiddling with the stream settings a bit, so please don't panic if it goes down for just a few moments. But we will be back with the next game as soon as we possibly can. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.